Hello there. I did a thing. I'm pleased with myself. So, I've been trying to translate all of these old indigenous names and stuff that you see in the Jesuit relations and stuff like that. And one of the ones I've been really interested in is Attawandaron. Is this translated correctly? What does this actually mean? So the conventional translation, the one that the Jesuits give, is their words are awry. You will also see sort of paraphrasations of this. Their words are different. Their words are incorrect. Their words are wrong. And then it gets sort of telephone gamed into they talk funny, or the mumblers, stuff like that. What does it actually mean? So I can speak a bit of Mohawk now. Mohawk isn't quite the same thing as Wendat, which is where the word comes from. Probably like 90% of the words though have like a one-to-one comparison. You're looking at the back of a cereal box or whatever, and they got the French ingredients. You can sort of read it even though you don't speak French, because a lot of the words have got one-to-one comparisons. Wendat to Mohawk, there's a lot more of these one-to-one words, but it's still not 100%. So the first thing I tried to do is I went through everybody historically who talks about the Attawandaron. How many different variations does this word appear in? So there's Attawandaron, there's Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon. Sometimes they have like a combination of vowels instead of a W, on. And then some of the words have got a K at the end, Attawandaron. And I sort of wrote that off, okay, well that's just them, they don't know how to pronounce the end of words. A lot of words have got sort of like a nasalized ending, Attawandaron. It could be like that, rather than a hard N. Maybe they're just putting in a K at the end because it's easier for them to pronounce than a nasalized N, something like that. So, breaking this apart, pronoun, noun, verb. Pronoun is really easy. It corresponds to the Mohawk radi. Adi, radi. They, masculine or mixed. Just a mixed group of people. The next component also really easy. Wan. Mohawk we got awana, which is a word. The root of that is wan. So, Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon. Their word, daron. Now what the heck is daron? So I was just racking my head. None of the words that I know sort of correspond to it. Trying to look through the dictionary, try and find anything that sort of matches this, and nothing quite fits. Oh, that's frustrating. So I also start looking through the dictionary. Rather than looking for words that sort of sound like that, I start looking for words that sort of might mean something similar to what's presented. So like strange, or different, or awry, or weird, or funny, or whatever. Stuff like that. And nothing fits. Nothing bloody fits. I can't make anything fit. And sort of the crucial nexus, the thing that I can't make it fit, is this stupid T. I can't make this stupid TD letter fit into anything. I could do like Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon-kah. That would mean like they have other words. Their words other. That would sort of fit, but I have to cut out the T sound, which doesn't work. So I'm just getting frustrated by this T, because none of the words I'm seeing fit. And so I kind of just write it off and give up. This must just be one of those verbs that doesn't have a one-to-one comparison. There's not a one-to-one analog for this verb. And I just let it sit for a couple of months. And then just today, I had such an idea. Oh, maybe that K is important. Maybe that K is important. I don't know of very many words that just end with a K. It has to have something at the end of it. Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon-kah. Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon-kah. No, okay. If there was a K with a vowel at the end of it, it wouldn't be a Attawandaron sort of sound. It would be an oo sort of sound. Adding an additional syllable at the end of it would change where the emphasis goes. So it would become Attawandaron-kah, Attawandaron-kah, Attawandaron-kah. Oh! Yohronkha! Yohronkha! That's what it is. That's what this is. Yohronkha. Yohronkha is like proficiency in language, like fluency, language comprehension. That's what this word is. Ronkha. Okay, but then what about the T? That doesn't fit. What if it's not awana? What if the T is part of the noun and the noun is something different? I just took the most obvious thing, and what if the T is part of the noun? So I go and I look it up, and I got it. I got it. So it's not wan, It's wand, which is like part of something. I figured it out. I bloody figured it out. The Mohawk equivalent to Attawandaron would be Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon-kah. This is an easy little thing for someone to miss. Attawandaron. Attawandaron-kah. The A can sort of get lost in that. The A can sort of get lost in it. It's just, it's delightful. And I guess other Jesuits back then, they must have just assumed that the K was just, somebody just threw that on there as well. I don't need to include that. But it's important. So the Mohawk equivalent word would be Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon-kah. Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon-kah. And what this would mean, I think, would be they are partially comprehensible, or they have partial fluency. It's similar to what the old Jesuit translation is, but it's sort of a meaningful difference. Their words are awry, which means that they don't speak right, whereas they are partially comprehensible. It's a positive versus a negative. And I'm so excited by this that I just had to share this. I'm so excited. I hope you found this half as delightful as I did. Hah-dee-wand-ah-roon-kah. Attawandaron-kah. They have partial fluency. Top notch. I suppose something else that needs to be conjugated is like, I have partial fluency. I partially understand. So what would that be? That would be something like, it would either be ge-wand-ah-roon-kah or wa-ge-wand-ah-roon-kah. Something like that. I partially understand. Just delightful. I hope you found this interesting.